Greenttons, Earthlings.
Hey everyone, it's Jazzy, the Clubbed Thumbs Crafter. In this video, I'm going to show you how I make my chunky rings. So let's take a look at some of the ones I made, and then I'll show you how I make two different rings in this video. So these were all made with air dry clay. Then I paint them. Well, first they have to dry. They dry for about 4 days. This is supposed to look like blue jeans, like a little pocket. Here's my little froggy. Did a little piggy, did a little kitty cat, and they both have tails on the back. A little piggy tail and a little cat tail. It's hard to tell on the black one. Did an alien. This one's really cool. I made this one glow in the dark, and it's super glowing. These three are like band rings, so you can stack them. And then, you know, I painted the edges different color, which I thought was kind of fun. This one I made with wood clay, also air dry clay. This one, it's kind of hard to tell, but I did an opalescent nail polish that my aunt gave me, and then I sealed it. All of these are sealed with resin, by the way. So these I just decorated with some paint markers, which I'll put a link in the description. I got these on Amazon.com, and they're really reasonably priced, and they work like Posca markers, so they're really nice. This one I added some half pearls, and just kind of like, I put glitter in the clay on this one, and then I painted the edges. So all of these, the high gloss shine, I use a resin, a UV resin for that. But anyway, these are my rings. So let's get started. I'm gonna put a screenshot in the video of all the supplies I use, but I'm not gonna go through each one because I know that's kind of boring. So you guys can see them as I use them. This is a new air dry clay that we sell in our Etsy store that I'm super excited about. It's by a company called YouV, Y-O-U, and then the letter V. They also make the gloss that I'm going to use. I forgot to put this in the screenshot, so I want to show you this, but we'll use it. And it's really nice because it's got a brush applicator. This clay is really well packaged. It's very much like a cold porcelain clay, or if you're familiar with that, and it dries really hard. I also am using my flexible Padico sheet. And the reason I'm using this is I want to be able to peel my items off without distorting them. So whenever you use the air dry clay, and again, I'll put links to all of these items in the description box, you pull off what you think you're going to use. So I'm going to take that much. Check out this clay. It's so nice. So it's super soft. You can color it with acrylics, which I will show you. So this is more than I'm going to need for my ring. So I'm going to put a little bit back. But what I'm going to do is, until I'm ready to use this, which will just be in a second, this is paper towel. I'm just going to put a little water on it, and keep a little container of water nearby so you can wet your fingers. So I'm just going to put it in the paper towel just so it doesn't dry out. I'm going to wrap this up again really well and put this bag back in the double Ziploc bag that came with it. These I'm going to use as shims so that I can measure the thickness of my clay. It's about 3 millimeters. These are cutting plates from like a Cuttlebug. They work great. This is a wooden rolling pin that also comes with wooden shims that we sell in our Etsy store. It's from Padico, but the shims are 5 millimeters. I only want my rings to be about 3 millimeters thick, so that's why I'm using this. So what you do is you place them on either side, and that way when you roll out your clay, it's going to be one even thickness. If it starts to dry out, you can literally just tap your finger and get the smallest amount of water, and you can smooth out your clay, but we'll show that more in a little bit. So I want my ring to be a little bit narrower, so I'm just going to take these and squish it together, and it worked really well. That made it obviously taller, so I'll go through and I'll do this again. I'll roll it. The other thing that you can do that works really nicely, you can carefully use a cutting blade. If you cut, like go straight down and then slide like back and forth a little bit, you get a really nice cut. And again, this little clay that I just cut off, put it on that wet paper towel and put it aside. Now what I'm going to do is I just turn the whole thing around. I'm going to do the other side, and I think maybe we'll make this ring about this wide. So do the same thing, push down, and then just slide your blade back and forth. This is where this flexible file sheet is so nice. So without distorting the clay, I can literally just bend the plastic and peel this off. I'm going to show you something. I got this on Amazon. It's basically mandrels. They come off here. They kind of like just sit on here. And it's got different sizes of the rings. I figured it'd be nicer to make a ring the same thickness all the way around, the same diameter, rather than doing it on a mandrel, because this tapers and then your ring will be like thinner up here and fatter down here. This clay will shrink a very tiny bit when it's dry. So then what I do is I take a piece of paper, I'm gonna wrap it around this, and then take a piece of tape and then tape that down. You want the tape to cover the whole thing because you don't want the clay to stick to the paper, because if it starts to dry to the paper, it's very hard to get off. And tape it a little bit loose. And the reason is, after the ring dries for a little bit on here, after about 2 hours, you're gonna wanna take it off, because if it shrinks while it's on here, you don't want it to crack. I'm gonna place it on here. You can see it's gonna be one of those chunky rings. You can see how thick it is. And you gotta make sure you line it up nice. And I'm gonna take my blade and just cut it to where it meets. Again, save your little piece. I'm gonna put it under that wet paper towel to hold it. I like to use orange sticks for your nails. This is where I tweak it a lot, because you can sand this clay when it's dry. So I just added a little bit of water at the seam. I'm gonna use this like flat part and try to blend it. I highly recommend that you do seal it, because you need to make it waterproof. I have these clay cutters, and I'm gonna put some plastic wrap right over this. Just cut into it like you're making cookies. That's a really nice, peel it off carefully. So I'm gonna have to shape it just a little bit. So I'll just do little score marks on it. I like to add a teeny little bit of Elmer's glue. We're gonna set this on here like this. The next part of this video, I'm going to show you how you can use acrylic paints to color your clay, and then I'm going to make the froggy ring. But I'm going to put this on super fast forward, so here we go. For the next part of this video, I'm going to show you how I paint and seal my rings. This was a ring that I'd made a few days ago that was already dried. There's certain sections of me painting and sealing the ring that didn't get recorded because my camera stopped recording and I didn't realize it until it was too late. Here you'll see me add my second layer of UV coating. It's the high gloss coating to the ring, and after each layer I cure it under a UV lamp. Here you're going to see me remove the first ring that I made from the paper that was on the mandrel, and I'm just going to slide it off very carefully, and then I'll let this continue to air dry over the next couple of days and then carefully peel the paper out from the inside. And here are the finished projects. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and please hit the bell notification so you'll always know when we upload new videos. Thanks for watching!